is Secondary English Book 3, and the unit is 6, Tearing Up the Telephone Book, which you can find on page 61. The learning objectives of today's session are as follows. Students will be able to synthesize the information, scan the text for specific details, understand different types of questions in a piece of comprehension with reference to tearing up the telephone book. Before we begin, we will define exactly what the process of reading a comprehension is. Reading comprehension is the ability to understand and interpret what is being read. The most general definition of reading comprehension explains that it is the skill of making meaning from whatever text is read. Said another way, reading comprehension isn't simply knowing what words you have read, but it's the ability to look at what these words say and to figure out what they mean. Students need to recognize words, identify them, and be aware of their meaning. To be able to accurately understand written material, students need to be able to decode what they read, make connections between what they read and what they already know, and think deeply about what they have read. So in order to understand a text, a reader must be able to comprehend the vocabulary and the kind of words used in the piece of writing. When reading a comprehension, the student should pay particular attention to visualizing, questioning, and interpreting what is being read. So basically, you are responding to what you read. Some strategies for reading comprehension are as follows. Reread for clarification. You can make predictions. Make connections to prior knowledge or past experiences. Ask questions or wonder what's being described or taught. Survey the text. You can read the main heading, skip ahead, skim, read the first and last paragraphs of a section. You can take notes. Visualize what is happening and what is being described. So you can create pictures in your mind by reading the kind of words and diction that is used. Adjust your reading pace, pause to think, mark up the book. You can highlight, bookmark, underline, write notes in the margin. Ask, does this make sense? And figure out what is most important. The types of questions you find in a comprehension. Direct questions. Direct questions ask you about specific statements from the passage. These questions are quite easy to answer because the information you need to answer them is obvious and stated in the passage. Then you've got indirect questions or inferential questions. These are a little bit more formal and polite. These are the questions we pose when we talk to a person we don't know very well or in a professional situation, and their form is a little different. The information in the passage is a hint, and the idea is not given directly, but you infer by reading. Then opinion-based is one in which an examiner asks personal opinion of the students about the situation which occurs in the given passage. And then you've got vocabulary-based questions where a word or a sentence is shown to you, highlighting one word, and you pick the definition of the words using contextual clues from the sentence. Skills for better understanding a text. Skimming for an overview. Skimming is reading rapidly in order to get a general overview of the text. Scanning or scrutinizing, so you can scan to find particular specific facts. And then inferring is a comprehensive strategy to help understand information that is not always completely described in a text, but a hint is there. Some strategies involving in understanding the comprehension passage, tearing up the telephone book. So you should have read the passage, so you are better able to understand some of these points. You can skim the text and you can find the problem faced by Jamie in handling the students. You can read and integrate the details of the student's behavior and their reaction to Jamie, point out the details which relate to the nature of the students, understand how Jamie uses her bionic powers to tackle the dilemma, narrate the events in your mind, and then you've got the enhancement of the vocabulary, understand the context in which the words have been used, try to guess the meanings of the phrases, and you can then go on to describe the dilemma that Jamie finds herself in and how she deals with the situation in your own words. Thank you, and I will see you in the Google Meet session where we'll further